Silence never meant peace. It just meant we were being compressed. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. For years we spoke in private angles of breath, ran encouraged by the minute from the shadow of death. We learned survival in cubicles of fear, taught to call it patience while the exits disappeared. Pressure builds dialect faster than schools. It teaches grammar to the desperate and the bruised. One pulse moves in the room, reconfigures bodies catching meaning like struck tuning forks of rigor. This wasn't ideology, first it was exhaustion with teeth. 1,000 private panics learning public speech. No manifesto, no polished decree. Just lungs refusing to bargain with their own captivity. Didn't plan to become a sound. We just ran out of ways to be quiet in the ground. If you feel it, say it. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. They taught us noise was an individual crime, as if resonance never organized time, but a single frequency always hunts a return. Every truth wants a crowd where it's allowed to burn. The crowd ain't born from agreement or brand. It's born when the weight exceeds one set of hands. When one voice cracks, they call it tone. When 10,000 crack, they call it home. Power don't fear volume, it fears coherence. It fears a math of unignorable appearance. We didn't shout for theater, lights or applause. We shouted to bend the architecture of cars. The air learned shape from our synchronized stress and turned breath into a visible address. A crowd is not a mood, it's a forming organ, a temporary anatomy of shared burden. Each body donates a syllable of strain until the sentence can't be rearranged again. We speak in the vocabulary of eviction and care, of hospital lights and unpaid prayers. Law does not birth the sound, it shows up late and learns the ground. A scream can be dismissed as temporary fault. A chorus requires paperwork and salt. That's how sound becomes jurisdiction. That's how breath acquires structural position. We don't yell for abstract visibility, we yell to rearrange consequence physically on the diaphragm, not the throat. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. They will try to subtitle us into safety, trim the sentence to fit their capacity, convert living pressure into archive sound, keep the headline, bury the ground. But the room remembers the way it was moved. Air does not forget what it was forced to prove. One utterance is enough to scar time. One honest volume alters every line. You don't need forever, you need one breach. One moment where silence loses speech. After that the echo keeps jurisdiction, like a fault that never fully re-enters petition. So don't ask if the voice will always remain. Ask if the room will ever be the same. Once they hear you, they can't unhear you. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. Get some, motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some, get some. Motherfucker, get some. They told us attention was currency. They never told us what it would cost. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Scream it till the server feel it tremble. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. We used to measure life in sunsets and scars. Now it's metrics and numbers and reachable stars. We don't chase meaning, we chase the reaction. We don't tell stories, we beg for attraction. Attention became the cleanest drug on the street. No needle, no powder, just a loop and a beat. Every second you breathe is an auction sale. Every thought you post is a purchasable self. We learn to pose our wounds like a product display, because suffering travels better packaged that way. They told us hustle was freedom in motion, but motion without meaning is just erosion. We scroll like miners with dopamine hands, panning for for golden attention, scarred lands. And the saddest part ain't the selling of self, it's how natural it feels to auction your health. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Screaming till the waveform break the numbers. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. We used to speak to understand one another, now we speak to be ranked above each other. Every thought shaved down a clickable bone, so it fits inside whatever's trending at home. We don't disappear when we die anymore. We vanish in life from the constant demand to perform happiness on a rented stage, while our nervous system beg for off-grid land. We trade presence for proof, trade silence for noise, trade death for something that longs fast and destroys. They turn identity to a refreshable feed where the self resets every time you need another quick spike of being perceived by people who barely know how you breathe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Let the numbers tell you that you're alive. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Subscribe. Yeah, this ain't a song against technology. This an autopsy of misplaced theology. We worship the mirror cause it reacts, but reflection was never a substitute for impact. A million eyes can still miss your soul. A billion views can't make you old. Validation was meant to follow being, not replace the structure of what you're seeing. So we keep feeding the engine pieces of spine, because absence feels louder than declining the grind. We call it community when it's proximity to noise. We call it connection when it's curated choice. But a screen never felt your pulse hesitate before a truth you were scared to stay. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Bleeding through the wire till the silence wake up. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. So what are we really trading our hours for when memory fits in an ad-supported drawer? What does it cost when your grief goes viral but your real healing stays stalled in survival? What did we sell when we learned to brand pain? Instead of sitting with it long enough to change, we build cathedrals out of constant display, then wonder why peace won't stay. You don't need 10,000 to witness your breath. You need one real soul when you're staring at death. And no comment can hold you when the system go dark. Only the hands you ignored while you chase the spark. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. Screaming till the surrogates finally remember. Share it, comment, like it, subscribe. They taught us how to be seen. They forgot to teach us how to be held. We do not trade our souls in a single transaction. We liquidate them in fractions, in clicks and metrics and seconds of borrowed relevance. A gesture becomes a commodity, a thought becomes a thumbnail, a life becomes an archive optimized for visibility rather than truth. We call it engagement. History will call it disassembly. Because we were forced, but because we agreed in increments too small to feel criminal. Like as consent, share is distribution of self, comment is the illusion of dialogue. Subscribe as a contract without an expiration clause. Still we wonder why the inside feels quieter each year. The tragedy is not that the world is watching us. The tragedy is that we forgot how to witness each other without an interface as witness. A soul was never designed to survive as content. It was designed for gravity, friction, breath, consequence. Remember this before the next refresh convinces you otherwise. subscribe.
Boom, 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 boom. Iron skin ringing like a war bell. Breath held in the crowd, dust lifting off the concrete. Heartbeat sinking to the circle.
Hey, hey! Open it up! Open it up! Doors crack, pressure leak, whole city start breathing. Every eye locked forward like a prophecy is speaking. From the dirt to the rafters, I'm the reason it's shaking. Bass for the steel, you can hear gravity breaking. No manners in the sound when the programming live. We don't knock on the door, we arrive. Post in the ground like a fault line woke. Whole block levitate when the low note spoke. They said turn it down, that was never the code. We turn the fear into fuel, then explode. Every rib in the room start rattling loose. When the kid hit the chest, feel the truth come through. No halo on my head, but the fire still lame. When the sirens start singing, it's my government name. I don't whisper the giants, I command the terrain. When the crowd lean forward, I expand the domain. Cut, cut, cut! We live! We live! Reload the noise! Vinyl bleeding like arteries when I drag the blade. Crossfader talking in Morse code under hurricane waves. Static in the bloodstream, rhythm in the bones. Every scratch a scar from the battles we've thrown. Spin the past till it scream in the present tense. Turn memory into a weapon with a reverence. Needle tip sharp like a vow in the dark. Every cut split time, leave a permanent mark. I don't play records, I bend the condition. Manipulate silence into submission. When the chorus lifts, I lace it with friction. So the room feel danger before recognition. Boom, boom, boom. Cut! Cut! Cut!
Hands go up when the fire say rise. We don't ask for the space, we arrive in the sky. From the floor to the ceiling, feel the flesh get light. When the rhythm say jump, everybody ignite.
Fuego en la sangre, fuego en la voz. Cuando suena el tambor, se levanta el Dios. Fuego, fuego, fuego.
From the spark to the storm, we collide as a sound. When the drum hit the heart, feel the whole world pound.
They can't mute what's alive, they can't cage what's moving. This a jailbreak frequency, every limit we bruising. When the ceiling look nervous, that's when I smile. I've been training this voltage since I was a child. I don't rap for approval, I rap for eruption. For the split second silence, for full corruption. When the crowd take breath right before the crash, that's the holiest church that the system has. Every voice in the room turn weaponized. When the first body jump, fear get euthanized. This ain't sound, it's a charge, it's a ride in there. You don't listen to this, you survive in it. Yeah.
Jump, 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 again, again, again. You feel that? That's the floor giving up. Woo!
Sweat on the brow like a sacrament poured. Every note I release, cut the lock on the door. I don't sing for the calm, I sing for the shake. When the chest caves in and the lungs feel awake. Beauty don't mean gentle, where I grew my flame. I learned how to glow in the middle of pain. When I step in the hook, it don't suit it commands. Like a velvet wrap blade in the air, your hands. All the fear in your spine start loosening grip. When the melody hit, like a kiss from a cliff. If the fire too bright, then you shouldn't stare. But we dare the impossible, breathe in the flare. Cut! Boom, 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 boom. Cut! Cut, cut! Cut, cut!
Hands go up when the ground says rise. From the dark to the loud, we electrify. When the drum hit the chest, don't blink, don't hide. This is spark that teaches the storm how to multiply.
Fuego, fuego, fuego en la voz. Cuando ruge la calle, se levanta el Dios. Fuego, fuego, fuego. From the first who died to the last echo throne, it's the ignition point of a global tone. If your heart's still quiet, better ring that bell. Next track ain't mercy, this just broke the shell. Hands on skin, skin on fire. Pulse split into many and circle back higher. Boom, da boom, da boom. The room start answering before the words do up. Hey! You feel that pull? That's everybody at once. 1 foot lift and the whole block answer. Thousands of spines fold into the same dance. answer. Breath gets shared when the kick drum lands. I don't lead individuals, I command hands. From the corners to the center, we converge like rain. Every separate story welled into one main vein. When the bass hit low, the ground start agreeing. Every doubt in your chest start leaving. I don't move crowds, I trigger alignment. Turn strangers into a single appliance. When the sound hit hard, all the walls start melting. You ain't alone in the weight you've been carrying.
Cut together, reload together.
Needle talking dialects, only bodies translate. Groove right, treaties that the mind can't debate. Every bar bridge over isolated fear. When the platter spin, unity sound like it's near. I cut solitude into communal fracture. Turn long heartbeats into a mass reactor. Static get baptized in the swing of the drum. Now the room speak fluent in where we from. Boom taka, boom taka. Boom taka, boom taka. Boom taka, boom taka. Boom taka.
When the streets breathe together, we rise as one flame. Every scar in the crowd start to soften its name. From the chest to the sky, let the pressure be known. When the rhythm say live, everybody come home.
We move as one.
As one.
One glove.
One glove.
One drum.
One drum.
One drum.
One drum.
As one.
As one.
One blood.
One drum.
One drum.
One drum.
One drum.
One drum.
Yeah.
Obaniwa okankanalu.
Feel the ground, learn the sound of our bones. You've been carrying weight like it only yours. Like nobody else know the hunger in your pores. But the night got a million lungs with your name. And the dark don't win when the quiet catch flame. If your spine been by the math of survival, let the beat reteach you the geometry of revival. We don't heal in isolation, we heal and collide. In the spark where your breath and my breath unify. When the drop hit heavy, every mask come loose. All the quiet pain get dropped in the truth. This the opposite of lonely, this the furnace of many. Where the broke turn rich with adrenaline plenty.
Together, together.
Don't stop, don't stop. I feel arms I never met holding me upright. For strangers protecting my heartbeat tonight. And the wave of the sound, I forget where I am. And the fear I've been feeding no longer pretend. When I sing in the storm, it's not soft, it's a vow. We survive by the chorus we choose right now. Every wound in the room, find a rhythm to fit. When the pulse say live, we commit to it.
When the streets breathe together, we rise as one flame. Every scar in the crowd start to soften its name. From the chest to the sky, let the pressure be known. When the rhythm say live, everybody come home. One drum,
One blood, one body in the flood.
one drum,
One blood, one body in the flood.
one drum,
One blood, one body in the flood.
one drum.
One blood.
If you still hear yourself thinking you ain't deep enough, and extract don't unify, it sharpens the grin. If you still hear yourself thinking you ain't deep enough, and extract don't unify, it sharpens the grin.
One drum. One drum. One drum.
A thin wire of sound cuts the dark. Steel breath against varnished wood. Tension before the strike. Silence learning how to scream.
Don't blink. This the quiet part before the teeth.
I don't rush into chaos, I let it arrive. Like an eclipse in the conscience that widens the eye. Measured in syllables, armed with intent. Every sentence a lever and structural collapse in the scent. I've seen terror dressed up as arithmetic law. Seen mercy get traded like fractional law. When the crowd lean forward, I annotate fear. With an ink made of pressure and vertebrae shear. This ain't rage for the reckless, this is calibrated heat. A thesis on dominance written in the street. When the bass drop low, you don't pogo, you sink into the gravity well of what you thought you could outrun and blink. Cut the breath. Reload the tension. Needle carve hieroglyphs in the vinyl skin. Every groove encode where the violence been. I don't spin for the dance, I spin for the data. Translated back into executable matter. Each scratch a cipher, each backspin a paradox. Predictive collapse in the nerve of the box. I weaponize silence between each strike, so the second before the sound feels like a knife.
Tension swelling like a held confession. Wounds learning how to hold their breath. You smile in the shadow when the room feels thin. When the lights go low, when the pulse go dim. Every fragile truth start to show its bone. When the crowd get quiet, that's when the lion come home.
Eyes calm as glass, hands steady as law. I enter the noise like an unsheathed flaw. One sentence in my tongue, then the air adjusts.
Silence is a luxury that eventually betrays us. Smile in the shadow when the room feels thin.
That's the sound of the lock giving up from within.
Predation ain't savage when it's dressed in reason. It wears a doctorate in every treason. I studied the way that the quiet men rule. How restraint becomes the most efficient tool. When the grins stay polite and the pulse stay low, that's when the arithmetic of power start to show. I don't thrash in the storm, I architect thunder. From footnotes of dread and marginal wonder. Every foe in the aisle still think it's debate, while collapse belie this paperwork on the gate.
Too quiet. Too quiet.
That means it's working. I sing like a blade with a velvet spine. Every vowel a warning wrapped in wine. The room lean closer when the melody fall. Like a cord leaning forward for a criminal law. I don't cradle the storm, I teach it to choose which window of the soul it's about to bruise. If you fear, get articulate, don't call it peace. That's adrenaline, learning how to speak.
In stillness, the verdict ripens. You smile in the shadow when the room feels thin. When the lights go low, when the pulse go dim. Every fragile truth start to show its bone. When the crowd get quiet, that's when the lion come home.
That's not calm. That's containment.
Velocity don't ask permission. It tears the margin next. Next track don't whisper threat. It accelerates it. Pulse climbs the ladder of the rib cage. Acceleration without consent. The future arrives early and asks no questions.
No brakes! No brakes! Hold on to your skeleton! Momentum is doctrine, the moment is born. Every second I hesitate turns into thorns. So I sprint through the logic of doubt and delay, like a theorem escaping the chalk of the day. Speed isn't reckless when its reader's intent. It's the syntax of survival, the slow never meant. I converse with inertia, then edit it out, till the drag in my bloodstream just cancels itself out. Neurons start smoking from overexertion. Thought can't keep up with the torque of conversion. When the kick drum hit it, don't knock it in vase. Like the law of impact, rewritten as a wave. Cross the limit, erase the ceiling.
Needle jitter like a seismograph for pursuit. Every scratch map velocity into brute truth. I don't ease in the motion, I ambush the frame. Turn slow into liability, quick in the flame. Time stack a backward when the platter ignite. Even seconds need traction to stand in this fight. I compress duration till minutes feel thin. Like a blink that got sharp and learned how to win.
Faster than warning, faster than prayer, faster than the language of caution aloud. When the road turns liquid and the future feels near, We don't slow for the doubt. We appear from the spark in the nerve to the sweat in the eye. That's the hymn of the lung when the wheels say fly.
No pause, no friction, no review law. Past turn vapor when the engines draw. Can't guide to a call, we fracture the gauge. Speed is the sermon, the road is the page.
No breaks through the veins, let the body decide.
I was taught that restraint is the cousin of wisdom, but velocity taught me the geometry of schism. Some doors only open at terminal force. Some distance is big for a predatory course. I don't negotiate with the gravity well. I reword the equation to the planet repel. Every fear in my chest lose traction in the stall when the horizon start running instead of the wall. If tomorrow feels closer than the ground in your shoe, that's the molecule of purpose hunting you through. Acceleration ain't chaos, it's clarity sharp, and every doubt in the engine get formally pardoned. Faster! Faster! Too late to stop now! Faster! Faster! Too late to stop now!
I sing in the slipstream of unslept nights where the pulse keep count of the runaway lights. When the air get thin from the speed of desire, I break my breath into ribbons of fire.
This ain't rushing the truth, it's arriving on time. When the heart outruns the machinery of the mind. If the body say leap, I don't audit the fall. I let gravity learn what I already saw.
外と運命を追い越した瞬間に恐怖は役目を失う When the road turns liquid and the future feels near, we don't slow for the doubt. We appear from the spark in the nerve to the sweat in the eye. It's the hymn of the lung when the wheels say fly. If you're still counting danger, you already late.
Luxury waits next. With a sharpened smile, velocity just stretched the aisle.
Velocity to stretch the aisle.
Crystal vibration on carbon wire. Gold breath bending toward open fire. The room smells like money and consequence. Somebody spilled danger on the marble. I don't chase luxury, it orbit my shadow. Opulence follow me like a well-trained halo. Every soft surface, high to loaded equation. Every polite smile, hold hostile negotiation. I've been dining with lions and tailor the tie. Use a forks made a threat to season the fire. If the glass look fragile, that's part of the design. So you misjudge the pressure I apply to the spine. They confuse the silk with surrender and hush till the velvet get tight like a guillotine blush. I don't toast to survival, I toast to control. When the room feel rich, that's a measurable goal. Spill the heat. Needle glides move like a contract, signing blood. Every scratch cost interest, compounding the flood. I season the groove like a sommelier of fury. Let the low end age into a vintage of jury. Barrel age danger in rotational form. Hide the can intimidation straight into the storm. The pattern spins slow like a predator's blink. Then the drop hit hard like the floor learn to think.
Soft light, sharp bone, perfume in the war zone.
We pour champagne over fire and call it grace.
Let the crystals sweat while the room lose space.
Every elegant step still echo with knives.
We dance on arithmetic that subtracts our lives.
Le luxe n'est qu'un masque que porte la guerre.
We sip from the spark to the ceiling caving.
Gold on the lips with a sinfully clean grin. The thumb is warfare with manners attached. I've been calm through alarms you ain't even dispatched. Every compliment coded like ordinance plans. Every handshake a clause written under the hands. If the carpet feel plush, that's to soften the blow. When the weight of decision start breaking the flow, they buy bravado in bottles and think that's the crown. I ain't just gravity first, then I swallow the town. This ain't brag, it's an order the pressure survive. Where the rich get nervous when the poor stay alive.
Too rich for mercy, too lit for mercy.
I sing with a smile that bends glass in slow walks. Every note a match dressed up as a spark. If the danger come draped in perfume and silk, I still hear the scream in the fabric and milk. My tone wear velvet, my breath carry iron. When the chorus unfold, you don't flee, you admire. You mistake fascination for safety and rest, till the chandelier fall through the heart of the chest.
L'Abril plus lentement que la chair.
We pour champagne over fire and call it grace.
Let the crystals sweat while the room lose space.
Every elegant step still echo with knives.
We dance on arithmetic that subtracts our lives.
Luxury,
Don't save you,
it selects you.
it selects you.
Luxury,
Don't save you,
it selects you.
it selects you.
Below the glitter, the roots bite steel. Next track, go underground where the circuits feel.
Both dads breathing in the dark. Pipes remember every footstep. Wires hum the history of impact. The city has a nervous system.
We going under the under. Hold your breath in the noise.
Under the pavement, the doctrine is different. Like it's audited, true more efficient. Every echo a blueprint, and pressure survived. Every spark in the dark get alchemized. I don't shine where the skyline keeps score. I thrive where the ceiling is a room or a floor. Below the applause, where the circus confess. The gospel of grit in the language of stress. You want clean resistance, I offer you torque. The kind that don't trend but still bend the support. I was built in the rooms where the future felt late, where delay was a luxury nobody ate.
Cut the surface, drop the pressure.
Need a ride like a miner in rotational stone. Every groove dig tunnels through audible bone. I tap the hidden grid in the bass in the pipe, turn infrastructure into executable type. Static dripping like condensation to codes. Every feedback loop map to a secret of roads. I don't scratch for applause, I excavate law. Bring primitive thunder through modern saw.
Click, 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 click from pressure learning how to speak.
Beneath the concrete, the thunder still grows. Every dream wear boots where the daylight don't go. If you feel that weight in the pit of your lung, it's the voice of the city before it was young.
Signal in the shadow, code inside the phone. You walk on the system, but the system walks you home.
Beneath the concrete, a pole still drum. From the dark to the drive, we becoming one. No banners down here, only traction and grind. Only trial and error in the bloodstream of time. They glamorize heights, but ignore the ascent. The thousands of hinges, every triumph bent. I seen miracles forged from a ration of breath. Where the line between hunger and hunger for death? What's the difference between who collapsed and who climbed? When the city went numb, we remained as a spine. If you only move loud when the spotlight arrive, you don't understand what it costs to survive. Down here the applause is a rumor of air. We clap with our lungs and our teeth in despair. Down here, still jumping. Sing in the tunnels where the valve stretch thin, where the echo come back with a different skin. Every note I release scrape rust from the soul, like a match learning scripture inside of a hole. If the light feel distant, that don't mean it lie. It just learn how to travel as pressure and tide. When the chords break free through the concrete rim, that's a prayer with dirty hands reaching up through the hymn.
Every buried line still conducts.
Beneath the concrete, the thunder still grows. Every dream wear boots where the daylight don't go. If you feel that weight in the pit of your lung, it's the voice of the city before it was young.
Underground don't mean underdeveloped.
Order learns to riot in the next elevation.
The riot develops the doctrine in the next situation.
Every buried line still conducts.
Beneath the concrete, the
Thunder still goes, and the thunder still goes, and the thunder still goes, and the thunder still goes, and the thunder still goes. Thunder still goes, and the 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 thunder still goes.
trick.
Steel speaks in measures. Leather and bone learn the count. Impact becomes notation.
Noise begins to think. They thought we was wild. Nah, we strategic.
They label the surge as a temperamental flaw, but entropy answers to a stricter law. Every so-called outburst carries internal design. Every crowd spike traceable to a tectonic mind. This ain't tantrum energy, this is calculus loud. A theorem of pressure in the jacket of clouds. We don't stumble to fury, we draft it in advance. Footnotes in the shadows teaching chaos to dance. If the street look mad, check the syllabus twice. There's a logic of hunger, they never try to size. You call it disorder, I call it compressed policy. Waiting for language to finish the apology. Cut the myth. Load the method. Needle slice patterns in the skin of the den. Every backspin diagram with a fracture begin. I don't spin for the frenzy, I spin for the proof. Translate mass reaction into executable truth. We scratch, calculate the threshold of pain. Where volume converts to a lever of gain. The ride ain't random, it answers the code. You can hear it in the grid when the circuit explode. Road, left, right, left. Now faster. When the riot gains language, the walls start to learn. Every breath in the crowd, feel a lesson in burn. From the spark to the schema, we finally see what the fury was teaching in secrecy.
La colère est une science quand le peuple la tient.
When the riot gains language, the silence resigns.
When the riot gains language, the silence resigns.
Intellect in the fist and the flame in the spine. I watch the mind become a manuscript, a will. Every footstep a sentence on an unfinished hill. You don't drown in the swell if you read the tide. You dissolve in confusion if you misplace the guide. It's the physics of rage with a doctorate tone. When the datum of pain finds a wireless home. Don't mistake the eruption for ignorance raw. It's the mind of the crowd putting teeth on his jaw. If the city speaks loud, it ain't clearing his throat. It's system and reason in a subsonic mode. Think while you show while you think while you I sing where the fracture and clarity meet. Where the math of the drum and the bones of the street. If the answers feel violent, it's cause they are exact. There is no gentle proof when the theorem is fact. Every chorus we lift is a statement in mass. That the future don't drift, it is built as it passed. When my voice cut the smoke, it'll soothe it. Align sound and thought when it move in collective design.
Disorder is the mask worn by unrecognized structure.
When the riot gains language, the walls start to learn. Every breath in the crowd, feel a lesson in burn. From the spark to the schema, we finally see what the fury was teaching in secrecy.
La colère est une science quand le peuple la tient.
When the riot gains language, the silence resigns.
When the riot gains language, the silence resigns.
Intellect in the fist and the flame in the spine.
Disorder is the mask worn by unrecognized structure.
When the riot gains language. When the riot gains language. When the riot gains language. When the riot gains language.
When the riot gains language, the walls start to learn. Every breath in the crowd, feel a lesson and burn. From the spark to the schema, we finally see what the fury was teaching. In secrecy. What the fury was teaching. Anatomy of an Uprising. Readable now.
Elegance steps into the fire after this. The blade gets dressed in velvet next.
ribbon of glass through smoke, a soft light learning how to wound. Every beautiful thing carries tears if you lean in close enough.
Careful now. This pretty one got fangs. Yeah.
They think beauty is mercy with a gentle pulse, but I've seen it sharpen steel in the velvet vault. Every glow got a shadow that trains it to strike. Every rose keep a syllabus written in spike. I admire what cuts me with exquisite form. I learned how to read storms and design a decor. When the prettiest sound in the room start to bend, that's the note with the danger, decide to pretend. I don't fear what is lovely, I all that it's caused. How many bones did it climb to become what it was? If the surface feel warm and the underside cold, that's the map of the bargain the mirror never told. Cut the silk. Let the steel breathe. Yeah. Needle kiss the groove like a courteous blade. Every scratch leaves scars and champagne colorways. I exfoliate danger from vinyl and skin to the softness reveal where the violence has been. Frequency dressed in a crystalline suit, still capable of breaking the audible root. If the room lean closer for the shimmer and shine, I introduce distortion to underline the spine. Yeah.
Sweetness tightening its jaw, harmony learning where to bite.
Beauty that bites, with a velvet grin. Yeah, every tender sound got a claw within. We fall for the glow, then feel the heat when the kiss hits sharp on the roof of the beat. Yeah.
Pulchritudo von Retanic veritas sanguina.
Beauty that bites, don't look away. Yeah, pretty as fire is the kind of state. I've seen angels in alleys with blood on their shoes, seen demons with manners and immaculate views. Every altar in silk got a ledger of bone. Every perfume concealed what was paid to be known. I was raised on the doctrine of ornamental war, where the gem was the lock and the lock was the door. If you crave what is perfect, you better be quick. Perfection dissolve when you stare at it thick. The blade don't announce when it choose to be kind. It just educate flesh on the limits of mind. It's the sermon, the surface and subterranean sin, where the halo tilt forward and reveal the pin. Pretty dangerous. Dangerous, pretty. Yeah, hey. I sing like a chalice that's brimming with razors, sweet on the mouth with a vocabulary of lasers. If you drink from the tone without testing the rim, you inherit the cud that I hide in the hymn. My beauty ain't calm, it's a concentrated storm that learn how to dress in a flattering form. Every breath that I bend doesn't need a love heat. When the chorus arrive, it don't hug it complete.
Even the gentlest light carries the memory of burning.
Beauty that bites, with a velvet grin. Every tender sound got a claw within. We fall for the glow, then feel the heat when the kiss hits sharp on the roof of the beat.
Fall in love, careful. Fall in love, conscious. The night goes weightless after this. The city learned to float at the peak.
After midnight the city floats, feet lunar valor. Star energy crunk rap with nocturnal dream pressure. Heavy sub-bass, floating sim pads, crystal chimes and low flute textures. Militant trap drums softened by reverb haze. Shimmering turntable ghosts, male and female vocals. Scholarly surreal, LA night festival. Apex energy with intellectual density and emotional lift.
Air becomes lighter after certain hours. Gravity forgets its own rhetoric. Street lights rehearse their halos, and asphalt begins to dream.
It's past midnight now. That's when the rules get sleepy. After midnight, the senses of caution collapses. The city misplaces moral synapses. Street signs grow metaphoric, not merely directive. Time bends its clauses into subjunctive. I walk through avenues swollen with vapor and vow, where every tomorrow is happening now. The ledger of sound turns liquid and tall, and the pulse of the night becomes federal law. Insomniac skylines revise their intent. Every tower leans inward like it's trying to confess. I see matter grow lighter when the hour turns thin, like the mass of a fear experiencing absolution from within. The thermostat of reality loosens its grip when exhaustion and ecstasy co-author the script. This is the hour where logic softens its edge, and the probable dares to be pushed off the ledge.
Cut the clock, let the moment spill.
Needle drift through the night like a scholar of static, reading hieroglyphs carved in the ribs of the traffic. Every groove a hypothesis tested by skin. Every backspin a theorem on how worlds begin. I audit the echo of a million small sins, turn insomnia's grammar to percussion and spin. The vinyl exhales what the daylight repressed. All the unsoluble syllables dressed in finesse. Time lose traction when the platter run free. Minutes become metaphors chasing the beat. I share chronology down to a primitive now, where the past and the future negotiate how.
Stars lean in, windows inhale. The city forgets its own way. After midnight the city floats. Every burden learns to grow wings and quotes. When the dark turn lucid and the pulse go wide, we don't fall through the night, we ride. En la médula de la noche, la gravedad recuerda cómo soltar. After midnight the air gets gray, even sorrow forgets how to behave.
There's an altitude hidden in unattended hours, where the wheel sheds mass like abandoned towers. I watch the weight of identity soften and slip, when anonymity warm up the grip of the rip. At noon I am measured, indexed to observe. At this hour I am rumor, velocity verb. The city becomes an auditorium of breath, where strangers and ghosts sign a treaty with death. Without the spectacle, truth can't articulate in the slurred handwriting of the indefinite. This is not escape, it is reconvening with the parts of the self that require meaning. The crowd at this hour is a congregation, a spark, a parliament held in the marrow of dark, where the syntax of shame finally loosens its hold, and the shyest of souls dance to shimmer and bold.
Float, float, float. If you touch the ground, you lay.
I sing when the street forget how to be strict, when the rules unbutton and let the ribs slip. Every note I release is a lantern of skin, teaching shadowed ambitions how to begin. My voice learns to levitate past the bruise of the day, and the weight of tomorrow politely delay. If pain is a planet, this moment's the rain, where the burden forgets it was everything. The chorus I carry don't soothe, it unhooks every ledger of death from the spine where it looks. In this altitude, only intention survives. We don't memorize fear, here we reorganize lives.
Cuando la noche deja de fingir, el alma por fin flota sin permiso.
After midnight the city floats. Every burden learns to grow wings and quotes. When the dark turn lucid and the pulse go wide, we don't fall through the night, we ride. It's the hour gravity negotiate with the will, when the night gives its last levitation. Consequence starts learning velocity next
Metal on ivory, interest compounding in the dark. Every footprint keeps receipts, even when the dust pretends amnesia. Count it up! Ain't no free jumps out here.
No movement without legend, no leap without feet. The universe invoices velocity. Even mercy keep minutes on the balance sheet. And every breath I take incur with quantum of heat. I've walked on promises backed by vapor and grin. Seen empires default from the interest within. You can sprint from the mirror, outrun the report, but the audit of time never cancels the court. Every shortcut a mortgage on marrow and nerve. Every silence a column the conscious will serve. They sell consequence dressed in deferred disguise, but the bill come due in the geometry of the eyes. I don't fear the cost, I quantify the stride. I don't borrow tomorrow, I prepare to decide. If the road feels hollow with a velvet facade, that's a toll booth hidden in the syntax of God.
Got the profit, got the profit, got the profit, got the profit.
Got the profit, got the profit, got the profit, got the
Needle tap the archive of unpaid sound. Every groove a dead spiral not yet unwound. I spend compound interest in rotational law, where delay itself a cruise, a surcharge of all. Each backspin a clause in an ancient contract between weight and motion, causing intact. I don't scratch for glamour, I scratch for the sum of every unpaid. Echo the crowd, try to outrun the platter, don't judge, it just tallies the score. Every silence you dodge, come knocking for more. When the bass drop low, that's the invoice due for the nights where the truth felt optional to you. Step, step, step. I cruel, climbing like a stair of bone.
Every step leaves a dead in the flow of the soul. We can dance on the line, but we still pay the toll. From the wrist to the spark, to the fall, to the crown. Every orbit of one writes a number back down. Every step leaves a dead in the flow of the soul. We can dance on the line, but we still pay the toll. From the wrist to the spark, to the fall, to the crown. Every orbit of one writes a number back down.
Balance is not mercy, it is memory with teeth.
Every step leaves a debt in the marrow of choice.
Even whispers get charged when they borrow your voice. Yeah. They pray for forgiveness without reading the terms. That's the sentence dissolved without learning the verbs. But the grammar of action is ruthless and fair. Every yes leave a shadow, every no call there. I've seen fortunes evaporate under applause when they're clapping out, place the calculus of cause. This the math of momentum that no one escaped. You can smuggle your doubt, but not falsify weight. If you sprint from your bill with a carnival mask, the carnival throws when the surveyor asks. I don't call it repent, I call it account. Reconciliation between the climb and the amount. The same sorrow is structured in morally clean form, where the fire gets measured before it's a storm. Pay it now, pay it loud. I sing with a scale where the notes keep score. Every tremble a fraction I can't ignore. If my tone sound tender, it's only the skin under that lives an engine that tallies within. Desire is alone with a ruthless rate. Every kiss a signature on a trembling state. I don't shame the hunger that taught me to crave, but I learn how to read what the craving engraved. If the chorus feels heavy, that's gravity honest. Teaching our wishes the language of honest. I don't flee from the reckoning, trembling mute. I harmonize with it till the number feel true.
All profit is provisional, all deficit is exact.
Every step leaves a dead in the flow of the soul. We can dance on the line, but we still pay the toll. From the wrist to the spark, to the fall, to the crown. Every orbit of one writes a number back down. Every step leaves a dead in the flow of the soul. We can dance on the line, but we still pay the toll. From the wrist to the spark, to the fall, to the crown. Every orbit of one writes a number back down. You don't dodge the bill, you decide how it arrive.
Authority answers next. Not with apology, but with thunder.
rises before bodies do. Air becomes a negotiable substance. The room inclines towards the speakers, as if summoned by law. Bow to the sound. This they house now.
Yeah. I do not request attention, I requisition the feel. When the waveform unfurl, resistance yield. This ain't volume for vanity, this amplitude rule. A constitution of pressure the timid can't do. I've seen rooms change posture when the frequency spoke. Even doubt stand upright when the bass cleared his throat. We don't warm up the crowd, we reauthor their stance. Turn spectators to statues in the jurisprudence of dance. The stage ain't a platform, it's a jurisdiction, where flesh is the medium for jurisdiction's diction. If the night feel obedient, it's not out of fear, it's because sound rewrote what obedience mean to an ear.
Cut the crown. Load 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 the crown.
Needle carve edicts in rotational grain. Every scratch legislate where the bodies remain. I don't spin for approval, I spin for decree. Translate momentum into auditory sovereignty. Feedback is a monarch with invisible hands. Grip the rib of the room and it instantly bends. The platter don't wobble under pressure of mass. It instructs the surrounding how to vibrate its cast. Every backspin a warrant on silence itself. Every echo subpoena the air off the shelf. When the cut hits sharp, the ceiling comply. Physics sign the contract and the crowd testify. Attention invoke.
Air discipline.
Air discipline.
Mass awaited instruction.
When the stage answers us, the night take a knee. Every breath in the room sign fealty. From the bones to the blackout to the edge of the drum. When the sound say rise, we become.
Volume is not force, volume is governance. When the stage answers us, the walls obey. Even silence resign. At the end of the phrase.
Power don't shout when it knows it's believed. It issues a note and the air is relieved. I've watched opposition fold into applause simply by tightening the syntax of cause. They thought the crown glittered from gold and from rank, but it's molded from lungs and from rhythm and plank. From the scaffold of speakers and the senate of drums, where the people are summoned by waveform and hum. This ain't ego and light, this is order and flame, where attention becomes the most accurate name. If 100 hearts move when I tilt my refrain, that is not flattery, that's a measurable gain.
Salute the sound. That's the anthem talk.
I sing like a verdict that carries perfume. Every vowel acquires the gravity of doom. If my tone feels tender and strategic and bred, like velvet on granite, like mercy on lead. The crowd don't just listen, they reorganize around the command that my melody implies. When the chorus descended, don't soothe or amuse. It calibrates posture and edit your pulse. I don't hold the room, I reorder its breath, till the fear feels ceremonial, not a threat.
All crowds are choirs.
When the right voice remembers them,
When the stage answers us,
the night take a knee.
When the stage answers us, the night take a knee. Every breath in the room sign fealty. From the bones to the blackout to the edge of the drum. When the sound say rise, we become. This is not performance,
This is jurisdiction.
this is jurisdiction.
1 assent remains.
Not a goodbye, an unending lift.
Unending lift.
They said something possessed me. That was the first lie I accepted. We dressed our hunger in fangs and flames, so we wouldn't have to carry our own damn name. Put a demon in the doorway, blame the dark, so we could keep striking matches in the spark. It's easier to curse a phantom in hell than audit the choices that ring a bell. Easier to fear a story handed down than admit you dug your own underground. The myth worked perfect as a laundering scheme. For every quiet crime we wanted to keep clean, we called it temptation, we called it attack. Anything but the nerve that pulled us back. Anything but the mind that said do it again, when the warning already burned in the skin. No devil let her blame, no hands but mine in the breaking of chains. No devil left to blame. We built the gallows, we struck the flame. No devil left to blame. No devil let her blame. This blood got my signature, permanent stain. No devil left to blame. Say it loud till the life feels pain. We building out the life of ready excuses, so the weight of the echo would infuse with our uses, turning tension into haunted delays, so the soul could sleep while the body did the spray. We begged for possession, stories to lean on. Anything that said the guilt wasn't seated in us, but consequence learned how to pronounce our names, and the echoes came back without myth the flame. There is no ledger in hell keeping score. It's written in the floor where we step before. Every shortcut tax with compound force. Every easy out bends a harder course. You don't outsource guilt to a fairy tale beast. You don't subcontract the teeth of the no devil let her blame. No hands but mine in the breaking of chains. No devil left to blame. We built the gallows, we struck the flame. No devil left to blame. No devil left to blame. This blood got my signature, permanent stain. No devil left to blame. Say it loud till the life feels pain. Even now we plead for foreign control. Anything but authorship or the soul. Anything but the terror of sovereign choice, where no God drowns out your inner voice. But evil ain't an invader from out of the frame. It's the familiar urge wearing different names. It's the quiet deal with the cheaper side, when truth feels slow, when the lie feels alive. It's the comfort of saying something made me, so the mirror never gets to face me. The story of Satan was always a mask for the more surgical human task that says you are free even when you fail, and free means you drag the entire trail. No devil let her blame. No hands but mine in the breaking of chains. No devil left to blame. We built the gallows, we struck the flame. No devil left to blame. No devil left to blame. This blood got my signature, permanent stain. No devil left to blame. Say it loud till the life feels pain. So I don't exercise, I interrogate. I don't pray to stain out, I calculate how many times I chose the shallow road, how often I fed what I said I loathed. Redemption ain't light, it's a heavy admission. It's on in the blast radius of your decisions. No ritual removes the cost of the act. No altar rewrites the physics of fact. There is no demon to drive from the room, only a will that learn how to choose its own doom, and therefore a will that can choose repair with no phantom credited, cursed or spared. No devil let the blame. No hands but mine in the breaking of chains. No devil left to blame. We built the gallows, we struck the flame. No devil left to blame. No devil let the blame. This blood got my signature, permanent stain. No devil left to blame. Say it loud till the life feels pain. If there is a devil, he learned my handwriting.
Say his name again, so you don't have to say yours. Say it slow, like an alibi you learn as a child.
I needed a ghost to carry the weight, needed a shadow to take the blame, needed a story with teeth and smoke, so my fingerprints wouldn't choke. It's easier saying I was attacked, and I made the move and I double back. Easier saying something took control than I signed a contract with my own soul. So I fed them in like a witness stand, pointed at fire instead of my hand, called it possession, called it sin. Anything but I chose this win. They told me it was an external place. Good, that meant I could keep my face. Good, that meant I could keep my pride. While the wreckage lined up inside, I learned to weaponize the word for it, so the verdict never touches soul. Something made me do it, something took the wheel, something whispered through me. I learned how to poem without trembling. Learned how to borrow a trembling thing. Put it where my conscience used to sit, so the mirror wouldn't flinch at it. They taught me demons were proof of faith, so my intention could evacuate. They said temptation was an attack, not invitation, now I answer back. So when the damage started spelling my name, I hit my signature under the flame. Let the folklore do the heavy lift while I stood clean in the drift. Every crime feel lighter in myth, every wound feels smaller in distance. The devil became my legal defense, an ancient way to dilute intent. Now something moved through me like a storm, knowing damn well I built the fort. Something made me do it, something took the wheel, something whispered through me, something made it real, something made me do it. I don't know its name, something made me do it, so I don't feel the flame. Yeah, they say the devil loves confusion, just because I built a mansion in it. Every time guilt knocked on the door, I fed it a story and it left in. We don't hide from truth with silence, we hide behind narrative violence. We don't flee the crime of choice, we drown it in another voice. A voice that says you were targeted, not you leveraged it. A voice that says you were taken out, you negotiated the payment. And the scariest part of the lie is how merciful it feels inside, because pain without authorship feels small enough to coexist with feels light enough to sleep beside. Like a knife used where you didn't guide. Something made me do it, something took the wheel, something made me do it, something made it real, something made me do it. I don't know its name, something made me do it, so I don't feel the flame. If I admit I chose to fall, then I inherit all of it. If I admit I lit the wick, then I'm married to the blast. So I keep the story supernatural because it lets me stay abstract. Silhouette in my own disaster, a rumor in my own past. Watch how the story eventually eats the man who needed it to sleep, because consequence don't recognize folklore. It only counts the physics of jaw. It's the word of silent consent, of every moment where intent bend. One day the myth runs out of oxygen and the room gets quiet again, and there you are with a naked choice. No choir, no demon, no stolen voice, just a ledger of acts with your name in the spine. Waiting for you to stop calling it signs, waiting for you to stop saying the tag when the wound still shaped like your exact track. The lie got tired of carrying you, now you gotta learn how to stand it true. Something made me do it, something took the wheel, something whispered through it, something made it real, something made me do it. I don't know its name, something made me do it, so I don't feel the flame. Say it again, say it louder. If you say it long enough, you might believe you weren't there.
You are not here by accident. You are here because matter learned how to argue with emptiness and won. Before your name, you were pressure. Before your beliefs, you were motion. Before your fear, you were heat struggling to become a shape. Someone taught you to call that a person. Someone taught you it was small. You wake up every day inside a borrowed story about who you're supposed to be, how much space you're allowed to occupy, how loudly you're permitted to want. You call that normal. History calls it containment. You trade hours of an unrepeatable nervous system for numbers invented by dead men to measure obedience more efficiently than chains ever could. You call this survival. The universe calls it a misunderstanding of scale. You were not designed to kneel to screens. Your eyes evolved for horizons. Your lungs evolved for weather. Your spine evolved for carrying meaning, not algorithms. And still, you sell your time slice by slice to a structure that has never once felt hunger, grief, or the telltale electricity of being alive at night with no answers. Ask yourself this without flinching. If your life were a receipt, would you frame it or dispute the charge? You keep waiting for permission, from God, from culture, from validation metrics, from trauma, from someone louder than you. But permission was never the gate. Fear was. You were not put on this planet to be efficient. You were put here to be consequential, to disturb equilibrium, to introduce new patterns into stagnant systems, to fracture old maps with better ones. The catastrophe was never the storm. The catastrophe was how long you pretended you weren't already standing in rain. And still you breathe, and still your heart insists on rhythm, and still thought keeps showing up like an uninvited god in your skull, demanding that you account for yourself. Here is the quiet truth that dismantles excuses. You are not lost. You are early in your authorship. No devil scripted your days. No star chart automated your choices. No destiny outsourced your responsibility. You are the engine. You are the accident. You are the correction. The question is not, what am I allowed to become? The question is, what am I willing to interrupt in order to become it? Because the world does not change when people believe, it changes when people decide. Not loudly, not heroically, not all at once, but privately in the untelevised moments where a human either repeats an old loop or mutates. Right there is where history actually moves. Not on stages, not in headlines, in the nervous system of one person who finally refuses to live a life they cannot respect. So ask yourself tonight, without mythology, without filters, are you extending the structure that made you smaller, or are you about to become new information? Because the world is starving for corrections, and you are walking around with one inside your chest.